First, I covered the best haunted house attractions to go to on Halloween. Then I covered the best movies to watch, but now it's the real deal. The best really haunted places to actually visit on Halloween, if you dare, that is. If you don't go to at least one of these places, are you even really living? Okay, just kidding, but seriously, these places are very haunted. We're talking ghost sightings, creepy noises, the whole 9 yards. So, grab your pumpkin spice lattes and your Ouija boards. Okay, maybe not your Ouija boards, and let's explore. Welcome to Screamville. Okay, let's kick things off with a classic, shall we? Salem, Massachusetts. You know it, you love it, you've probably seen Hocus Pocus like 1,000 times. And for good reason. This place is crawling with history, and I'm not just talking about the cute little shop selling witch hats. I'm talking about the Salem witch trials, people. Back in 1692, this town went full-on witch hunt mode. They were accusing everyone and their broomstick of being in cahoots with the devil. It was messy, it was dramatic, and it's what makes Salem the perfect spooky destination. You can practically smell the drama in the air along with like cotton candy and pumpkin spice. First up on your Salem to-do list has got to be the witch house. This creepy little cottage is the only building left standing with direct ties to the trials. It's basically the OG haunted house. Imagine all the spooky vibes trapped in those walls. I'm getting chills just thinking about it. And don't even get me started on the ghost tours. Salem is famous for its ghost tours, and for good reason. People claim to have seen all sorts of creepy stuff, from shadowy figures lurking in the graveyard to full-on apparitions of witches flying overhead. But this place isn't just about the witch trials, okay? They've got haunted hotels, creepy cemeteries, and enough spooky stories to keep you up at night for the rest of your life. Plus, you can get a killer lobster roll while you're there, just saying. Next up, we're heading down south to the Big Easy, baby, New Orleans, Louisiana. This city is like a gumbo of spooky, a dash of voodoo, a sprinkle of haunted history, and a whole lot of ghostly sightings. Let's start with the French Quarter, shall we? This place is beautiful, historic, and haunted. Seriously, you can't walk down the street without bumping into a ghost, or at least a bachelorette party that's had one too many hurricanes. And speaking of spirits, New Orleans is known for its voodoo culture. Marie Laveau, the voodoo queen of New Orleans, is a legend down here. They say if you leave her an offering at her grave in St. Louis Cemetery No. 1, she might just grant you your wish. But beware, you might not like the price you have to pay. And then there are the cemeteries. Oh, the cemeteries. New Orleans has some of the most beautiful and spooky cemeteries you'll ever see. They're above ground because of the water table, so it's like walking through a city of the dead. Creepy, right? But New Orleans isn't just about ghosts and voodoo. It's also a city that knows how to party. And Halloween is like their Super Bowl. We're talking parades, costumes, and enough booze to drown a ghost. All right, let's set sail for our next spooky destination, shall we? We're heading to Long Beach, California, to visit a ship that's seen better days. The Queen Mary. Now, this isn't your average carnival cruise, okay? This retired ocean liner is basically a floating, haunted house. They say the Queen Mary is haunted by the ghosts of passengers and crew who died on board. And let me tell you, there have been a lot of spooky stories over the years. People have reported seeing shadowy figures, hearing disembodied voices, and even feeling cold spots. One of the most famous ghosts is a sailor who supposedly died in the engine room. Legend has it, you can still hear his screams echoing through the ship. And then, there's the first-class swimming pool. It's supposed to be haunted by the ghost of a little girl who drowned there. But the real highlight of visiting the Queen Mary is their annual Dark Harbor event. They transform the entire ship into a giant haunted maze with creepy characters, jump scares, and enough fog to make you feel like you're actually lost at sea. So if you're looking for a truly unique and terrifying Halloween experience, the Queen Mary is the place to be. Just maybe pack a life vest, just in case. You know, for safety. Get ready, because we're about to enter the Twilight Zone. Our next stop is Helltown, Ohio, a ghost town shrouded in mystery, conspiracy theories, and enough creepy vibes to last a lifetime. Now, Helltown isn't your average ghost town. It's not just abandoned buildings and overgrown weeds. Oh no, this place is surrounded by urban legends of government conspiracies, satanic rituals, and even a chemical spill that turned the residents into, wait for it, mutant creatures. Okay, So maybe the mutant thing is a stretch. But the point is, Helltown is creepy. And that's probably why it's been featured on tons of paranormal TV shows. People come from all over to explore its eerie, abandoned buildings, hoping to catch a glimpse of something spooky. And let me tell you, they usually do. There have been reports of strange lights in the woods, disembodied voices whispering in the wind, and even shadowy figures lurking in the windows of the abandoned houses. Some people even claim that the government is watching them, trying to keep the secrets of Helltown hidden. So, if you're looking for a truly unsettling and mysterious Halloween adventure, Helltown is the place to be. Just maybe bring a friend or 10 and maybe some tinfoil hats, just in case. Let's be honest, who doesn't love a good murder mystery? And what better place to indulge your inner detective than the Lizzy Bordon house in Fall River, Massachusetts? This isn't just any old house, people. This is the site of the infamous 1892 axe murders that shocked the nation. Now, for those of you who slept through history class, here's the gist. Lizzy Bordon was accused of brutally murdering her father and stepmother with an axe. Did she do it? Didn't she do it? The world may never know. But one thing's for sure, this house is definitely haunted. Today, the Lizzy Bordon house is a bed and breakfast, which is both awesome and terrifying. Imagine sleeping in the same room where a gruesome double homicide took place. Talk about a sleepover story. But don't worry, you don't have to spend the night to experience the spooky vibes. They also offer daytime tours and ghost hunts, where you can use EMF readers, EVP recorders, and all that good stuff to try and communicate with the spirits. People have reported all sorts of paranormal activity in the house, from doors slamming shut on their own to disembodied footsteps in the hallway. And some guests even claim to have seen the ghost of Lizzy Bordon herself still wandering the halls with that bloody axe. Hold on to your hats, because we're about to enter the deep south, where the humidity is high, the sweet tea is sweeter, and the ghosts are even more active. We're talking about the Myrtles Plantation in St. Francisville, Louisiana, one of the most haunted homes in America. This place is like a magnet for paranormal activity. They've got it all: cold spots, disembodied voices, objects moving on their own, you name it. And it's no wonder, considering the dark and tragic history of the plantation. Legend has it that the plantation is haunted by at least 12 different ghosts, each with their own spooky story. There's Chloe, a former slave who was supposedly murdered by her master. They say she can be seen wearing a green turban, peering out the windows at night. And then there's the ghost of a young girl who died tragically on the property. People have reported seeing her reflection in mirrors and hearing her laughter echoing through the halls. But the spookiest part? The Myrtles Plantation offers overnight stays. That's right, you can sleep in the same rooms where these tragic events took place. Just be prepared to share your space with a few ghostly roommates. And get ready to enter a world of architectural madness and ghostly confusion as we explore the Winchester Mystery House in San Jose, California. This place is like a haunted game of Clue, with secret passages, dead-end hallways, and staircases that lead to nowhere. The story behind this bizarre mansion is just as strange as the house itself. It was built by Sarah Winchester, the widow of the Winchester rifle magnate. After her husband and daughter died, Sarah consulted a medium who told her that she was cursed by the spirits of those killed by Winchester rifles. The medium advised Sarah to build a house for the spirits and to never stop building. So, for 38 years, Sarah Winchester did just that. She added onto the house day and night, creating a labyrinth of rooms, hallways, and staircases with no rhyme or reason. Some people believe that Sarah designed the house to confuse the spirits, trapping them within its walls. Others believe she was simply a grieving widow who lost her mind. Whatever the reason, the Winchester Mystery House is a fascinating and eerie place to explore. And during Halloween, they offer a special flashlight tour, where you can wander through the darkened house with only a flashlight to guide you. Talk about spooky. If you just so happen to be in Jamaica this Halloween, be sure to check out the Rose Hall Greathouse. It definitely gets into the spooky spirit with its annual Halloween Haunted Night Tour. This thrilling event takes place every October 31st and promises an eerie experience full of ghostly encounters and hair-raising tales. The tours, which run every 30 minutes from 6 o'clock to 8:30 p.m., guide you through the famously haunted mansion while telling the chilling stories of its most notorious resident, the White Witch, Annie Palmer. Annie Palmer, known for her cruel and ruthless ways, is said to still haunt the halls, looking for her next victim. Legend has it that she practiced voodoo and was responsible for the deaths of her husbands, lovers, and slaves, leaving a trail of blood and mystery behind. If you're lucky, or unlucky, depending on how brave you are, you might even catch a glimpse of her restless spirit roaming the mansion, still searching for the fortune and power she lusted after during her life. But don't worry, it's all in good, spooky fun. And if you scream, well, that's just part of the charm. Be sure to reserve a spot early though, as this tour is quite popular. Whether you're there for the history or just the frights, the Halloween event at Rose Hall is bound to leave you with goosebumps and ghost stories to share. Now let's talk about the world-famous Alcatraz, which also offers special tours around Halloween. But don't expect haunted house jump scares. Instead, the infamous prison hosts its night tours, which are perfect for anyone who wants to experience the eerie atmosphere of Alcatraz after dark. Picture it. You're creeping through the old cell blocks with nothing but the sound of the wind and the echoes of ghost stories about infamous inmates like Al Capone. The night tour includes access to areas not open during the day, like the hospital wing, which gives off some serious haunted hospital vibes. Now, it's not a full-blown Halloween party. No goblins jumping out of corners. But the prison's naturally spooky setting, combined with the quiet of nighttime, will definitely get your imagination running wild. After all, who needs fake ghosts when you're in a place where people claim the real ones are still serving time? But if you're thinking of heading over, get those tickets early. With only a limited number of night tours and ferries, these spots get snatched up faster than an inmate on laundry duty. So if you're looking for an authentic, spooky experience that trades jump scares for the bone-chilling real deal, Alcatraz has your Halloween plans covered. There you have it, a few places to get your scare on this Halloween. There's something on this list for every spooky enthusiast. Which one are you brave enough to visit? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to share your own spooky experiences. And hey, while you're at it, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel. And just so you know, I do have an extended video in my playlist called The Paranormal on each one of these places in case you want to know more about them individually. Be sure to turn on your notifications so you don't miss out on any more ghostly adventures. Stay spooky, my friends.